How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another top countdown. Now there's quite a lot of rare items that you guys can get from a ton of different monsters, but there is a few drops that you guys can get that are extremely rare, and a lot of players are really looking forward to getting them because not only you can make a ton of money from getting those drops, at the same time it gives you that sense of accomplishment that you got one of the rarest drops in the game. Now before I begin with this countdown, I'm going to be mentioning a few things. First of all, the number one factor that I'm going to be applying to these drop rates and the positioning that I'm going to put for certain drops is just based off just soloing these monsters. I'm not going to be applying the factor that for some of these monsters you can use multiple people to kill it, which means that in the long run you're going to get that rare item way much more faster simply because the kills are much more shorter than if you were to solo it. Another thing that you should keep in mind is that I'm not going to be using any of the items that are obtained aside from getting them as a drop, as well as the pets are not going to be included in this countdown as well, simply because they're not an actual item drop. They are part of the drop table, but they're a separate item that you can get whenever you kill a certain kind of boss. So be sure to keep all of these things in mind when you guys are watching this countdown. Starting off with number 7, we have the Draconic Face. Now this item can be used to make into a Dragonfire shield, which is an extremely powerful shield that you can use against dragons, as well as this is the second best shield in the game. The only shield that rivals it is going to be the Elysian shield, but that shield is extremely expensive, so a lot of people prefer to buy the Dragonfire shield. Now the chances of getting the shield is going to be 1 out of 10,000 from the majority of the dragons that drop it. Now there's also another dragon that you guys can kill to get the Draconic Visage much faster, and that's going to be the King Black Dragon. The drop rate of the Draconic Visage for the King Black Dragon is going to be 1 out of 5,000, which is pretty much half less than what you should expect from any of the other dragons that drop it. The next item that we have on the list is going to be the Dragon Chain Body drop from the Dust Devil. Now the chances of getting this item is going to be 1 out of 32,768. Now let's say hypothetically that we need to kill 32,000 Dust Devils to guarantee and get that Dragon Chain Body drop, which means that if we do roughly about 100 Dust Devil kills per hour, we will need to kill them for about 320 hours to get that Dragon Chain Body drop, and that is just crazy. 320 hours is just a crazy amount of time that you need to spend to get that Dragon Chain Body drop. Next up on the list we have the Smouldering Stone. Now the Smouldering Stone is also an extremely rare drop, which is 1 out of 32,768. The only difference for this drop compared to the Dragon Chain Body from the Dust Devils is simply that the Hellhounds take much longer to kill than the Dust Devils. Now I know there could be factors like using a cannon to be able to kill it faster, but we're going to go based off just solo killing the monsters one by one. So overall, the average amount of time that it should take you guys to be able to get the Smouldering Stone, if we're just going to go by based off 32,000 kills, is going to be roughly about 340 to 350 hours. Now this next item was recently added to the Abyssal Demons, and the drop rate for it is going to be similar to 1 out of 32,768. This item is an extremely powerful dagger. It's pretty much one of the strongest daggers in the game. The only difference aside from the previous two is just simply that this is even more harder to kill than the Dust Devil or the Hellhounds, which means that this is going to take even longer to get than all of the previous items. For number 3 we have the Elysian Sigil. An Elysian Sigil is actually one of the most expensive item drops that you can get from any of the monsters, and the drop rate to be able to get it is going to be 1 out of 4,095. Now the drop rate is already really high, and you also have to take into consideration how little bit of kills that you can do per hour. If we take the 4,095 kills and divide that by an average amount of 6 kills per hour, that is going to be roughly about 682 hours that you need to kill Corp to at least get that chance to get that sigil. And the craziest part about this is that if you do this on an Iron Man account, anyone can just come in at any time and just hit that Corp once and that's it. You have to restart, which just makes this even harder. The second item on the list is going to be the Dragon Full Helm. This item can be obtained either from killing the Mythical Dragons or the Black Brutal Dragons. Drop rate to get that item is going to be 1 out of 32,000. And you can also get Chewed Bones from the dragon that can give you a chance of 1 out of 250 to be able to get that Dragon Full Helm. If we just go based off just getting the Dragon Full Helm drop from the Mythical Dragon, and we take about 32,000 kills divided by roughly about 25 Mythical Dragons per hour, that is going to be roughly about 1,333 hours that you need to kill him for, which is going to be roughly about 4 months and 10 days if you play 10 hours every single day. And finally, the rarest item that you can get from any of the monsters in old school RuneScape is going to be the Armadillo helmet or the Bando's Boots from one of the minions that you have to kill during an elite clue scroll. Now the chances of getting those items is going to be 1 out of 1 million, which makes this drop by far one of the most rarest drops that you can get from any of the monster in old school RuneScape. And if you think that getting a Dragon Full Helm is already hard enough, think again, because this drop just destroys the Dragon Full Helm drop and it's just insanely difficult to get. And whoever managed to land this drop is going to be one of the luckiest player on old school RuneScape. That is going to be it for this countdown. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Let me know how I did in the comments below. And if you guys have any more suggestions for some other countdowns, be sure to leave them in the comments. And if you guys enjoy one of those countdowns, be sure to like that comment, so that way I'll see how many people will want to see that countdown. Aside from that, guys, huge thanks for watching. I had a ton of fun making this countdown, and I'm really looking forward to making some more. Once again, guys, huge thanks for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys soon with another countdown.